Somehow UFC 267 was just a few days ago, and yet 268 is just a couple days away. And we start things off with an absolute banger. It's our boy Mean Bobby Green taking on Raging Al Iaquinta, and we haven't seen Iaquinta in there in a while, right? The last time we did, it was against Dan Hooker. It was a fight he lost, and that was way back in 2019. Like we didn't see a glimpse of Al Iaquinta in 2020, and thus far throughout 2021, it's taken us to November to get to see him back in there. And it's going to be a tough test taking on Bobby Green, who has been extremely active recently and he's been in a lot of close fights, right? So he has a tendency to, lose very close decisions, but make no mistake, I mean, that last fight against Fiziev, he was brutalizing him in that third round. And if that was a 5 round contest, then Bobby Green might have been able to put Fiziev away. That's not too crazy to speculate. Yeah, that's a lot of respect because Fiziev is just a tough dude, and it was pretty fascinating to see how Bobby Green hung in there and was able to turn that fight around late. So this is a guy who is very active against a guy who isn't, and it seems like Vegas might be leaning in that direction because he's a minus 160 favorite. King Bobby Green is, and Raging Al is plus 135. So what are your thoughts on this fight? What are your thoughts on Raging Al, and maybe like what is your perspective on why he's taking this fight? And how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, this is a super interesting fight for Al to take because I mean Al fought Khabib at one point, so I'm not saying no disrespect to Bobby Green, but this is a giant step back in competition compared to what Al was fighting. I mean, he fought Kevin Lee, like top five prospects, and Bobby Green is not the top five, but dang, has Bobby Green been looking good. Like you said, he almost took out Fiziev. If it went 5 rounds, I think he would have had it. But Fiziev had those two strong rounds. But yeah, Bobby's been looking great. He's only been getting better and better, I feel, which is awesome to see. He's always exciting fight. And I'm excited to see Al back. I mean, I wonder, is he coming back is he done with the UFC and he wants to just get his contract, get his bag and go? Has he been training? I don't know. It's really hard to say. Is he just selling, the good life and selling homes and making all that moolah over, on the East Coast? I don't know. Or has he been training and grinding and going for that title run again and he's about to absolutely smash Bobby Green? I don't think so. I gotta go Bobby Green. I think Bobby's gonna starch him in the first round, and I think Ali Quinta is just gonna go, cool, I'll take a beer and then go home and take a bag. But yeah, I'm super excited. I hope this is a barn burner. Um, and I don't think this is gonna go the distance. I think there's gonna be a finish in this one.
A beer in a bag for Ally Quinta and a first round loss is how you're seeing it. And, 62% is rolling with you. They're taking Bobby Green. 38% of Tapology is taking Raging Al, but it's pretty much beige the whole thing up and down. So it seems like most of the community is bullish on that decision. There is probably about a good 9% of Bobby Green going with that KO, though. So that would be a pretty amazing feat if he were to put out Raging Ally Quinta. I mean, this is a dude who doesn't get knocked out, right? So it'd be pretty wild to see if Green is the one to get that done. But I think it just comes down to your question of, what has Raging Al been doing, right? Was he, training his butt off with Aljamain and the guys like throughout 2020 and throughout 2021? He's coming in this one, ready to make another run, or is it just like you said, just a beer in a bag, right? So ultimately, though, I'm thinking that Ally Quinta has been in there. I think he's been training. And I'm expecting a good version of Ally Quinta to show up. And I think a good version of Ally Quinta, maybe not necessarily like the best version we've ever seen, but a fresh Ally Quinta can take out a guy like Bobby Green. So I'm going to go with Ally Quinta. I think he wins a close decision. And I see him winning the early rounds and then Bobby Green maybe, picking it up like he did against Fiziev. But I definitely don't see those first 2 rounds being as one-sided as the Fiziev contest versus Green was. I think they're going to be close competitive rounds. I just think that ultimately Raging Al will find a way to eke out 2 of them. So I'm taking Raging Al. Any last thoughts on this one? This is a pretty fun one.
Yeah, no, this is a fun one. I hope it's a barn burner. This card is just so stacked, boys. So definitely stay tuned. Check out the other breakdowns, and don't forget the meat lock and main event. And make sure to smash that meat and subscribe.